Mr. Speaker, sir, as Minister Teo has mentioned, financial institutions play a critical gatekeeper role to keep criminals out of our financial system. Singapore is one of the world's leading financial centers, and our financial institutions handle millions of transactions every single day. The vast majority of these are legitimate transactions that support the functioning of our economy and allow international trade and investments to be intermediated through Singapore. The international connectedness, diversity, and depth of our financial ecosystem also makes us attractive to criminals, who will seek to exploit these very qualities to hide their tracks and launder their ill-gotten gains. MAS is keenly aware of this risk. For decades now, MAS has been working together with our financial institutions to identify and disrupt such illicit activities. This is MAS's priority. Singapore's hard-earned reputation as a trusted and well-governed international financial and trade hub with a strong rule of law is at stake. Furthermore, it is the right thing to do. Our dual objectives of building a dynamic, thriving financial center on the one hand and maintaining a clean system on the other hand are mutually reinforcing. We cannot and will not trade one against the other. Minister Teo outlined the government's three-pronged strategy to deal with money laundering risks. Let me describe how MAS applies this approach to bolster our financial sector's defenses against money laundering and terrorism financing risks. The first prong of our strategy is prevention. MAS imposes strict AML/CFT requirements on financial institutions. These requirements are in line with the standards set by the Financial Action Task Force, or FATF, and international best practices. Amongst these requirements, financial institutions must perform due diligence checks on their customers. This includes verifying their customers' identities and monitoring customer accounts to detect suspicious customer transactions or activities. For higher-risk customers, financial institutions must perform additional checks to establish if the customer's wealth and funds are legitimate. Where a financial institution detects suspicious customer behavior, it must promptly report this to the Suspicious Transaction Reporting Office, STRO, and then take appropriate mitigation measures such as placing restrictions on the account or, where warranted, terminating the customer relationship. Now, beyond imposing requirements and expectations on financial institutions, MAS regularly alerts financial institutions to emerging risks and criminal typologies. Now, the second prong of our strategy is detection. This involves partnering financial institutions and other agencies to detect bad actors and also tighten our collective defenses. Now, the third thrust of our approach, or the third prong of our approach, is enforcement. This complements the first two prongs of prevention and detection. Now, where there are breaches of MAS's requirements, MAS takes firm enforcement action against financial institutions as well as key financial institution staff. MAS has done so before. Indeed, there had been some speculation that this money laundering operation has hurt our standing as an international financial center. On the contrary, I would say that this case is clear evidence of our unflinching commitment to keep Singapore clean. While criminals will vary their tactics to conceal their illicit activities, we will deploy all the resources and powers at our disposal to thwart them, bring them to justice, and continually strengthen our defenses against them. Sir, I believe that our approach to this case will in fact enhance Singapore's global standing as a trusted financial center with a strong rule of law, and that we will continue to keep the trust and confidence that Singaporeans and investors have in us. Let me now pass the floor to Minister Indrani.